And we'll get started coming into your space, coming into your space. And this practice can be done standing. It can also be done seated. So being able either way to have your feet on the earth, and we're going to start just by rocking a little forward and back, noticing, rocking from the ball of your foot to your heel, and just noticing how your weight is distributed. Sometimes we find a little uncertainty at the ball of the foot. At least I do. That's where I find my uncertainty. It's like, woo! So just noticing where that might happen, and then reeling it in a little bit. Maybe allowing your rocking to be on a smaller portion, or to not be as rocky. Finding a little more balance as you rock from the ball of your foot to your heel. And then from the outside edge of your foot to the inside edge, just sort of playing around with your feet. And you can see if, as you're making these movements, maybe your eyes soften, your shoulders relax. You might lift your toes and then lower them back down, rocking across the ball of your foot to the inner arch of the foot and to the outside. And now let your feet come back into center, and pressing through the bubbling wellspring, the area where the ball of the foot meets the arch, pressing into that space there. And then lift your toes and lower them back down. See if you can do that a couple times. They don't have to lift very high, just lifting and lowering. And then sinking into that bubbling wellspring. Allow your feet and the weight across your feet to be evenly distributed. And now shift your weight to one leg and then over to the other. So keeping your feet on the ground, gently shifting your weight from one side to the other. Noticing as you're breathing, seeing if maybe you're relaxing a little bit into your practice already. Just noticing. Coming to center, finding that plumb line. You're pressing into the bottoms of your feet. Earth, she's pressing back, supporting you. Let the crown of your head extend upwards. And your arms relax and soften, finding that Qigong style of stance. A meditative posture where there's alignment of the spine, where the shoulders stack over your hips, maybe a soft bend in your knees, maybe even a soft fold in the quad and hip flexors, ears over your shoulders. And if all of those instructions don't resonate, just stand and breathe. Feeling the earth pressing into the bottoms of your feet as you press back into her. With your eyes soft, smile into your body and allow your smile to draw down to the bottoms of your feet. Smiling into the earth. And feeling the earth smile back. Take a big inhale and sigh it out. Now bring your hands together and rub them. Feel free to move however you do. Sometimes it just feels good to shift. Being aware, being cognizant of that desire, noticing how you tend to shift as you charge your hands. Our hands have so many connections, little bones and tendons and ligaments and joints. Rubbing them. Try to wring the hands, bring your hands together and just give them a nice wringing. You can maybe even massage them a little with your thumbs, whatever feels good. And now bring your hands as they're together, fingers interlaced up in front of your chest, and let your elbows come down in front. Relax your wrists and move your elbows like little pistons. Just kind of move down. Yeah, like little pistons. And you're getting a massage on your wrist here. So see if your wrists can relax a little bit more. Sometimes they don't want to, do they? They want to be stiff. And so you're letting your wrists relax. And if you're going one direction with your piston wrists, let them go the other direction. Yeah. Little pistons, elbow pistons, lubricating your wrists a lot. And it's interesting. And then I'll let them go and shake out your hands. And make big circles with the arms. Again, be willing to change your stance. It doesn't matter which direction your big circles go. They can be nice and slow. Feeling this stretch from your fingertips all the way up to your shoulders and your neck. And feeling your breath and being willing to sigh, being willing to make whatever noises come to you in the other direction. Also being willing to adapt your movements to your specifications. Always being kind to yourself. Going the other direction if I didn't say so, or if you didn't already. Nice big circles. And then back to center. Let your arms come down, shake them out. I'm going to draw one arm across your chest and just get a nice stretch here. You can use your other hand to hold the arm. See if your wrist can dangle and relax. It wants to stick out. It wants to be stiff sometimes. See if it can relax. And you might lift and lower your arm a little, stretching your shoulder. Maybe you pull the arm in a little bit. Just, it feels good. And then massage your forearm a little with your fingers, kind of like you're playing guitar, a little instrument coming down from the elbow towards the wrist, maybe back up a little. Maybe you stay one place for a bit. That can always feel nice too. Coming to your wrist, and then release the hand, shake it out. Come to the other hand, the other arm stretched across your chest. Hold on to it and see if you can let your hand dangle. Let it dangle, let your fingers relax. Maybe you lift or lower your arm. Breathe into your shoulder. Let your hand relax again. It wants to stick out. Mine does anyway. I'm playing your forearm like a little instrument, massaging it, maybe finding some interesting places and making your way from your elbow down towards your wrist. These stretches and movements, all about moving the chi, our energy, our life force, intelligence. Coming to your wrist, giving your wrist a little massage, and then let that hand go and shake it out. Shake out your feet and shake out your body. You'll find a bear emerges, making fists open up your chest, maybe lean back a little if it feels good, and then round forward. Tilt your pelvis in as well, and your chin comes to your chest. So opening up and then forming that kind of C shape. You might even bend into your knees a little. You might hinge into your hips and then straighten back out. Making these movements to your specifications, calibrating what feels right for you. And breathing. This is such a wonderful movement for opening the chest and opening the back body, accessing the backs of our lungs. Notice if you're gripping your fingers into your hands and relax them a little. See if you can do a little less, if that will be better. And once more, opening up, and then let your arms come down and shake them out. Step one foot forward and the other back, and let the arms swing like you're catching a ball. And kind of see if you can really relax your arm and your feet. Maybe you're coming onto the ball of the back foot and then the heel of the front foot, feeling your weight also shifting forward and back. And you can feel your spine move a little as well, like you're tossing a ball and catching it, tossing it, maybe even feeling the weight of the ball. And then it lifts and it comes back down. We're going to play a little bit more with the sensitivity in the hands today as well. And so really imagining, envisioning this ball, kind of a ball, a color ball, feeling it lift out of your hand and come back in. So good for your shoulder too. Now we'll just make a couple circles with the arm. One arm, nice big circles. Your fingers could extend if you want to sort of brush them along this big bubble you can envision encircling yourself, brushing your arm around the other direction. Fingertips, feeling that stretch all along your side body. Breathing, if you're holding your breath, maybe doing a little less, and then come back to center, shake your arm. Come to the other side. Stepping a foot forward, you can rock back and forth, tossing the ball and catching it. I just love this movement. I think it feels really nice. I can feel the stretch, and you can change where your focus goes. You can have it be on more this ball, envisioning this ball, the weight of the ball lifting and then catching it, lowering back down. You can bring it to the bottoms of your feet, noticing that weight shift. One of the benefits of our Qigong practice is building strength in the legs as well, and more awareness of our balance, of our center of gravity. You're going to let your arm make big circles. Your fingertips can extend out. You can even kind of lift the back heel if you like. Just feeling that stretch through the whole sideline of the body, through that connective tissue, fascia. One direction, and then The other. Different each way. And back to center. Shake out the arm, give it a nice vigorous shake. And on standing in that Qigong stance, just feeling the aliveness in your hands and your arms and your shoulders. Let your eyes soften. Now, feeling your hands, your fingers, as your feet press into the ground, pressing into the earth, smiling into the bottoms of your feet, feeling the earth smile back at you. Maybe a smile surrounded by a bright yellow light, feeling secure, nourished. Coming back to the hands. Envision that there are lead weights in the tip of each finger and in the thumb, and that your hands are made of putty. And as you breathe, feel the fingers lengthen, drawing downwards towards the earth. Just breathing, envisioning these putty fingers with lead weights in the tip of each of them, stretching, opening your joints. And just breathing into this gentle stretch of your fingers that comes from them pointing downwards towards that supportive earth. Opening the fingers, the hands, the wrists, creating space. Relaxing your shoulders and your elbows. And breathing naturally. And feeling release of tension, the shoulders, the elbows, your wrists, your hands and fingers. And now your fingers come back to normal. The lead weights are removed. And they draw back into their original forms, but with that space still, that nice openness in the hand. Take a big inhale and sigh it out. Shake out your hand. Shift a little. Actually, we'll shift to one side. And if it feels okay, coming onto the tip of the toe on the other toe, or maybe lifting the knee and circling the ankle, and maybe circling the wrist as well. If that doesn't work for you, you can keep the foot down and circle the ankle a little. That works too. And the wrist. In the other direction. Getting a little release in our ankles and feet. In the standing practice, we don't spend obviously too much time on them other than standing on them. Coming to the other side, same thing. You might lift the leg in balance. You might keep your toes on the ground and make some circles, and you can let your fingers extend out here. One direction and then the other, circling out from the ankle, or maybe the toes down and you're kind of getting into the whole hip, and that's cool too. And then back to center. Ooh. And bring your hands in front of your chest. Let your palms face each other. Now envision a ball of light between your hands. We'll find this open and close movement. And as you open the hands and close the hands. Envision that ball expanding and condensing. And you can move with your breath. Becoming aware of this sensations in the fingers and the hands. We've done some exercises to encourage the flow of energy through those upper extremities. And to encourage release of tension. That tension inhibits the flow of energy. Finding open and close. And now we'll do another little exercise. Let one hand face in, and the other hand, imagine your fingers are paintbrushes. Spending being kind of close to the hand, but not touching it. We're going to just brush with your little paintbrushes. Brush your hand. So you're not touching your hand at all. You're just maybe closing your eyes, envisioning these paintbrushes up and down your hand and fingers. See if you can notice if you feel them brushing, painting on your hand, your fingers, and then letting your hand that's doing the brushing, your paintbrush fingers, move a little further away and a little further away. Seeing if you can still envision, still feel the paintbrushes brushing against your palm and your fingers. Different ways to encourage feeling the chi, feeling that energy. Coming back to center, just relax your hands, shake them out. We'll do the other hand just for fun. And if you're like me, I had paintbrush fingers on my dominant hand first, so might feel a little awkward unless now your paintbrush hand is your dominant hand and now it feels better. Just brushing the palm and the fingers of your other hand, getting that paintbrush sensation, maybe softening or closing your eyes and your fingers as paintbrushes, brushing them, coming up and down, and maybe even moving the hand that's doing the brushing, your paintbrush hand, away, seeing if you can still feel, if you'll have a sensation of those paintbrushes down the hand. Maybe your paintbrush goes all the way down to your forearm or your wrist and tickles a little. And then let it go and shake it out. I'm gonna tamp the post, so shaking a little. You might come up on your heels and tamp them down a little if that feels okay to you. That's all right with your shock absorbers. I could just bounce around a little as well. It might feel good, releasing tension from the neck, the back. Wherever there's tension lingering, just letting it go. And coming back to center. We'll find some arm swing twists. Step your feet a little further away from each other. And beginning at your dantian, so beginning low at the base of your spine, twisting, so turning gently at first. And we'll progress through this, coming up the spine. But right now, allow your twist to come from the hips, from the tailbone and the sacrum, which isn't very twisty. And letting your twist come from behind your belly button, coming up the spine. And now your twist comes up behind your solar plexus area, getting a little more twisty. And now your twist comes all the way from behind the heart. And you can twist a little bit more. Maybe you lift one heel and lift the other and let your arms start to hit your body if they're not already. And now your twist can come all the way up to your cervical spine. If that feels good, turning your head to look in each direction. Letting your twist be leisurely, feeling this twist start at the base of your spine and make its way, winding all the way up towards the crown of your head. Our spinal movements that we do help to massage the organs and encourage them to be in their rightful places where they should be. Oftentimes, the way we sit in our daily lives and the way we move kind of constricts the organs and allows things to collapse a little bit more. So we want to have things massaged and put in the places that they feel best and can function best in. And now coming back to center. And take a moment to stand and just notice, feeling whatever it is that you feel, whatever sensation. Notice your breath and allow yourself to be here. Bringing awareness to sensations in the body, to the flow of your chi. And go ahead and shake things out. And we'll come back to center. Now, taking your hands as paintbrushes, will rise and fall, finding some more flowing movements after those earlier exercises. Rise and fall. Now it's like you have paintbrush fingers, paintbrush hands, painting the space in front of you. And maybe as you fall, you hinge a little, sinking your hips and then straightening your legs. Again, this is just a way to um, make a little change to how you're doing things if it feels right. And a leg strengthening application. Of course, standing without that hinge is absolutely fine. You're also strengthening your legs by standing, by allowing your weight to be distributed evenly, being aware of your center of gravity. Rise and fall. Notice your breath and see if your movements can slow. Notice the texture of the air. Any sensations in the hands and the fingers. The balance of yin and yang. Yin is receptive, nourishing. Yang is active and expansive. Yin is considered more feminine, whereas yang is more masculine. Yin is considered night. Yang could be more day. And having a balance of these aspects within ourselves and finding them within the natural world is an important part of our practice. The next time your arms come down, and bring your hands to the dantian. And breathing into your dantian. And to do so, simply bringing awareness to your hands resting on this space and envisioning your breath drawing downwards under your hands into this space of the qua, the pelvis, the hip flexors, the base of the spine. And maybe your breath begins to slow. Your belly can expand on your inhale and relax towards your spine on your exhale. And with that softness of breath, if it feels forced, just release a little more. We live in a culture that's very much active, and there's a lot of value placed on productivity and activity and yang principles. And so we need to a lot of times cultivate more yin within ourselves to nurture it, to find a little less effort, to balance ourselves and be kind to the systems of our body. I'm going to gather the chi. So bringing one hand out and around, drawing in, making your way from side to side. You might even sway a little. You can envision gathering chi. You have these nice, sensitive hands, and you're gathering yin energy in towards the dantian from the earth, encouraging a sense of satisfaction, contentment, security. Being gentle, finding a gentle smile, and smiling into the bottoms of your feet, smiling into the earth as you draw this nurturing energy in towards the dantian, fortifying yourself. It's always available. The earth is always supporting us. And bringing your hands back to the dantian. Take a big inhale and let it go. And shake things out. Get a little movement in your wrists and your ankles. And bring the hands to form a ball in front of you. Shoulders relax. Constant bear, turning in one direction. Roll the ball and make your way back through center towards the other side. Moving at your own pace, slower if you can. Breathing naturally. Feeling that connection with the earth and the bottoms of your feet. Maybe noticing the connection between the hands as they face each other. Relaxing your shoulders a little bit more. Finding a gentle turn in the spine, gentle twist, massaging your organs. Again, encouraging them to be in their rightful places. They're so happy when you move. And movement can be quite gentle. And breathing naturally the next time you make your way to the right, pause. One hand on top, the other on the bottom. Parting horse's mane. Upper hand comes down, lower hand comes out. Gaze at fingertips. Form the ball on the other side. So finding that turn, allowing your upper hand to press down, your lower hand to come up. Reforming the ball. Noticing sensations, the texture of the air, the gentle stretch. And allow your gaze to settle, but not on your fingers themselves, but on the spaces between your fingers. As your gaze follows the upper hand, the yang hand, the yin hand being lower, the yang hand being upper. The fingers themselves would be considered more yang, and the spaces between them considered more yin. And then finishing out each side, feeling balanced. And let your hands come down and give yourself a shake. And bring your hands together at heart center, pressing your palms against each other. And then interlace your fingers, but keep your pointer fingers pointing upwards. Reach your pointer fingers up towards the sky. We'll find a lateral stretch, one direction. And if it feels good, maybe you come onto the ball of that foot. You're like an arrow, pointing, flying off to the sky, back to center. Find your plumb line, and then to the other side, leaning your lateral stretch of the spine, maybe lifting your heel, breathing. Coming back down, back to center, and then bring your hands back to heart center, palms together, and we'll just knock around on the sternum. So with your thumb knuckles knocking the sternum, the thymus thump making your way around your chest. Maybe finding a sigh here. And allowing your noise to have that vibration, like if you were speaking into a fan as a child. I think we've all probably done that. So good to tenderize the tissue around your heart, your lungs. Ah. Ah. Now we'll knock on the kidneys. So taking your tiger's mouths, the thumb and the first finger, coming to your low back. You can start even on the hips and then make your way to your upper bum, to your hips, and going up your back as far as you go. You might hinge forward if that feels good, leaning forward a little. Letting your hands kind of flop against your back like a fish out of water, flopping around. Coming back down to your upper bum, to your hips. Now we're going to take these tiger mouths down just to the knee, down the leg, and back up. And again, down towards the knee, above the knee, and back up. And one more time, down and back up. Take your karate chop fingers, your pinky edges of your hand, and kind of hitting the quad, so your hip flexors. You might even bend your knee a little here and sink your hips a little. Karate chopping and kind of tenderizing the hip flexors. The hips, tension in the hips is reflected in the spine and reflected in the low back especially. Can lead to headaches as well. And pressing your feet into the earth and just tenderizing this area a little. And while you're doing this, you're also stimulating acupressure points on the hands. So that's cool. It's like a bonus, a 2-for-1. And so as we kind of karate chop, we're also releasing tension in the neck and the upper back. Now we'll take the hands onto the navel. Now let them rest over your navel, over your plug into life. Just breathing into the navel for a moment, letting your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. And we'll make some gentle circles. So circling around your navel, just making your way. Your circles can get progressively larger. See if your eyes can soften. Let your circles go nice and slow. As we talked about being connected to the earth, feeling secure and supported in the earth. We worked with our hands, sensitivity in the hands, and releasing, kind of opening, creating space in the hands all the way up to the shoulders. Feeling the chi. Working with considering yin and yang. And as you make these gentle circles on your abdomen, you're strengthening your earth element. And just a little smattering, a full body kind of practice. But with this gentleness, this sense of ease, of not having to overdo. Allowing your circles to come maybe up to the side ribs, down towards your pelvis, wherever they go, and feel the warmth of your hands, the gentle pressure of your hands as you massage your organs. And that was the other thing, allowing our organs to gently return to the places they should be for their optimum functionality, through moving the spine, through breathing. And we'll switch hands. Let the other hand be on top. And you can go the other direction if you like, doesn't matter. Just breathing into the palms of your hand. Breathing into your organs. Being gentle with yourself. Noticing whatever you notice. Letting your circles start to get a little smaller. You're going to make their way back towards the navel, taking your time, spirals. And spiraling your way back until finally your hands rest over your navel. And breathe into that center place. Maybe you find a sigh on the exhale. And let your hands come down, give them a little shake. We're going to wash the barrels. Hands come out in front, reaching up with fingertips, and then back down. Sinking your feet into the earth. Feeling that support. Smile into the bottoms of your feet. And feel the earth smiling back. From the bubbling wellspring, the center bottom of each foot draws a taproot down into the earth. And that root draws up nourishment and cool, clear spring water, making its way into your feet, into your legs, drawing all the way up to the crown of your head, rinsing and washing any tension away. Nourishing those organs, nourishing the spine, flowing with ease through the spaces between each muscle fiber, each tissue, each joint. And the water pours out through the palms of your hands, being washed from the inside of your body and from the outside. Helping you to feel sparkling fresh. Cleansing your chi so that you can do all of the important things that you need to do. Remembering that rest is also one of those important things. Caring for yourself, nourishing yourself. Very important. Now let one hand rest on your dantian and the other rest over your heart. Feeling that nourishment draw up from the bottoms of the feet into your body. The yin aspect, cooling, calming, refreshing, supportive. From the crown of your head, feel the yang energy draw inward, inspiration, excitement, all of the possibilities pouring in through the crown of your head, that heavenly energy. drawing down into your body and intermingling with the yin, the upper and the lower balancing. Balanced, energized sensation. It reduces the need for excess adrenaline to get you through your day. And filling you with peace, compassion, kindness, and love. And allowing yourself to breathe naturally, slowly. And we'll bring down the heavens. Let your arms come down, reaching up as you inhale, drawing down as you exhale. Grounding and balancing. One more time, reaching up and drawing down. And let the feet step together. And the right fist, strength. The left hand, friendship. Thumbs drawn inward, humility. Respect for you and your practice. Thank you so much for practicing some Qigong with me this morning. I truly hope that it helps you feel really good